What if nothing in life ever happens without a reason? Not the mysterious hum in the night, not the choices you make, not even the universe itself. That's the radical claim behind one of philosophy's most powerful ideas, the principle of sufficient reason. Coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. Let's dive in. Welcome to Chasing Sunsets 49, where curiosity meets truth. Have you ever heard something you just couldn't explain? Imagine this. A low, persistent hum coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. This isn't science fiction. In Taos, New Mexico, and Bristol, England, residents have reported this eerie sound for decades. Appliances? Checked. Industrial sites? Investigated. Experts? Called in. Yet still, no clear cause. But the sound remains a puzzle. No definitive cause found. Just a question mark hanging in the air. We are natural-born detectives, wired to demand answers. Was it a secret military experiment? A strange geological quirk? A mass auditory hallucination? The list of possibilities can be endless. Every theory is an attempt to satisfy our deep need for explanations. Because an effect without a cause feels like a glitch in the universe. This drive for explanations is fundamental to how we think, and that brings us to a profound philosophical idea. What if this instinct isn't just curiosity, but a universal law of reality itself? If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe at Chasing Sunsets 49. I post one long explainer and 2 shorts every week to challenge your thinking and expand your perspective. This demand for explanations has a name, the principle of sufficient reason. It was most famously championed by philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, who believed nothing happens randomly. His bold claim, for anything that exists or any event that occurs, there must be a sufficient reason why it is so, and not otherwise. Think of it, your desk is in that spot for a reason. Maybe it fits the room best or it's near an outlet. The sky is blue for a reason, light scattering in the atmosphere. For Leibniz, the universe was an intricate web of causes and effects. Nothing stood alone, and everything could, in principle, be explained. He even divided truths into 2 kinds. First, truths of reasoning. True by definition, like, a triangle has 3 sides. Second, truths of fact. Discovered through the world, like why planets orbit the sun. But this chain of reasoning leads to a massive question. The principle of sufficient reason might sound like a grand, abstract philosophical concept, but you actually use it all the time without even realizing it. Think about your morning coffee. Why are you drinking it? The reason might be that you were tired and needed a boost of caffeine. But why were you tired? Perhaps you stayed up late watching a movie. Why that movie? Because a friend recommended it. See the chain? Each reason leads to another. The principle suggests that this chain doesn't just stop. We could keep asking why and trace the reasons back further. The same applies to nature. Imagine you see a large crater in the middle of a desert. You would immediately assume something caused it. Perhaps a meteorite struck the earth there, or maybe it was a volcanic eruption long ago, or it could even be a sinkhole caused by underground water. You might not know which, but you'd be sure there's a reason. Even scientists rely on this principle. Astronomers saw galaxies moving apart and immediately asked, why is the universe expanding? And that brings us to perhaps the biggest why of all. Push this principle far enough, and you hit the ultimate question. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why does the universe exist at all? If every single thing in the universe needs a reason for its existence, then the universe itself must also have a reason. It can't just pop into existence for no reason. Leibniz argued you can't keep asking why forever. The chain must end somewhere, with a first cause that explains itself. At some point, he argued, there must be a final answer. This ultimate reason would have to be something that exists necessarily, something whose very nature is to exist. It would be the reason, not just for the universe, but for all the laws of nature that govern it. For Leibniz and many other philosophers, the answer to this ultimate question was God. He argued that God is the sufficient reason for the universe. God's existence is explained by God's own perfect and eternal nature. From this being, he claimed, flowed the best of all possible worlds. But not everyone agrees. The principle of sufficient reason is a very tidy and satisfying idea. It paints a picture of a rational, understandable universe. Every mystery has a solution waiting to be found. But is it actually true? Not everyone is convinced. Some philosophers and scientists raise serious objections. They question whether this principle applies to everything, everywhere, at all times. Perhaps some things are just brute facts. They are the way they are, and there is no deeper why. The universe itself might be one of these brute facts. Quantum physics challenges it. At the subatomic level, events defy classical cause and effect. A radioactive atom decays at a random moment. Scientists can predict probabilities, but not exact times. No sufficient reason, just chance. Philosopher Bertrand Russell went further. He said, "The universe is just there, and that's all." For him, asking why the universe exists is like asking why a circle is round. It just is. So maybe some things really are brute facts, without deeper explanation. This debate isn't just an abstract game for philosophers. It has real implications for how we see the world and our place in it. If everything has a sufficient reason, it suggests a universe that is, at its core, deterministic. This includes our own thoughts and actions. This view challenges our deeply held belief in free will. If every choice you make is predetermined by a long line of reasons stretching back before you were even born, can you truly be said to be free? But what if the principle has its limits? What if quantum randomness is a real feature of the universe? Then maybe the future isn't written yet. That sounds freeing, but it also means chance, unpredictability, even chaos are baked into reality. It means that some things happen for no reason at all, which can be an unsettling thought. So which would you prefer? A world of strict determinism, or a world sprinkled with randomness? Either way, the principle of sufficient reason pushes us to wrestle with some of the deepest questions of existence. And now it's your turn. If you enjoy wrestling with big questions like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post one long explainer and 2 shorts every week on philosophy, science, and culture. Because curiosity is a muscle, and together, we're here to exercise it. So what do you think? Does everything truly need a reason? Or are some things, maybe even the universe itself, just brute facts with no explanation? By subscribing, you'll get regular deep dives that help you see the world in a whole new way. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and remember, where curiosity meets truth, that's where the real growth begins. Take care and bye.